Thank you for staying with us. Now, Burundi had its first female head of state in 1993, though in an acting capacity. Rwanda has the highest number of women leaders, both in public service and elective posts, beating even the most democratic countries in the world. Yet Kenyan women are yet to attain such level of leadership in elective posts. Tonight, we're asking why. Our guest this evening is Gathoni Wamushomba, Kiambu County Women Representative, and recently voted in as Chairperson, Kenya Women Parliamentary Association. We want to find out from her exactly why this is the situation. A lot of your comments are coming in about who you think would be the perfect contender or a suitable contender for the top seat come the next election, or even a running mate. And that is very interesting, the messages that we're getting from you. I'll be reading them out. Good evening, Mheshimiwa, and thank you for joining us on the show.
Thank you, Lillian. I'm glad that you have me tonight.
So more women elected into office in the last general election. Is this an indicator that time has come for women to take the driving seat in the political domain, which has in the past been a preserve for men?
Yes, my sister Lillian, this is a clear indicator that the society is slowly appreciating and accommodating women leadership, especially in the political arena in Kenya. The fact that we had more women elected in the National Assembly in the election of 2017 compared to 2013, in the county assemblies and even in the Senate, it's a good and clear indicator that we are getting ready for women leadership in Kenya.
But would you say that Kenya is ready for a female chief executive?
Why not?
And on what grounds? How do you support this argument?
We have quite many experienced women in political leadership, women who have been at it for a long time and have clear deliverables and impact in the society. Women who are consistent in political leadership and women who have what it takes to take the top seat in Kenya. And I think it would be wrong to the women to assume that the fact that we do not have a vice president or a deputy president, or we've not even had a deputy prime minister as a woman, that women cannot be able to strike at the highest executive seat in Kenya.
But so should we have, just going back to this female president or female deputy president, a lot of people feel that this, and this is coming in from the bulk of messages that we're getting in, that this would be because of affirmative action. But you're saying that, in your opinion, there are women who currently have what it takes to occupy the highest office in the land. The issue around affirmative action is coming out very strongly because it has been blamed for confining women to non-competitive posts. For example, in the last general election, Mheshimiwa, very few women even dared to throw their hats in the running for governorship or even the Senate seat.
Lillian, even before we got into this a bracket or umbrella of affirmative action, when it comes to elective seats, we still had women who are very, very impactful politically. We had the founders of KEWOPA, the likes of Martha Karua, the likes of Honorable Beth Mugo, the likes of other great women we have had in the past who really did not enjoy the affirmative action bracket for them to get into the National Assembly. And therefore, the occurrence and the existence of affirmative action bracket in the Kenyan politics does not deter women and does not package women as quality of leaders that must be given the opportunity under the affirmative action bracket. Therefore, I still believe that we have women who have what it takes to be the chief executive of the Republic of Kenya.
In your opinion, what is working against women, if at all there's anything working against them? Why are they missing from the 2022 presidential poll debate, whether it's in commentary, whether it's even in our news lineup? Why are we seeing women conspicuously missing from this particular talk?
I don't understand what you mean by missing, because we've been there. If there is anybody who actually made the BBI momentum take over as quick as it did, was the women. We saw women actually taking the initiative to get into mashinani through the umbrella we called Embrace. We had women who went out and actually reached out to the grassroots through those kind of outfits. And therefore, I don't understand what you mean by saying that we are missing because we are there.
I mean, because there are obviously known persons that have been pitted as going for the top seat come the next election, but we haven't seen any woman being mentioned as being in this possible lineup. That's what I mean.
Lillian, I think it will be wrong to package that kind of opinion right now because, you know, we have been taking the cue from His Excellency the President, telling us that we should not actually be hamming the drums louder in terms of 2022 campaigns. That's why maybe women, because they are a little bit more obedient. Lillian, somebody else is speaking on the line. I don't know whether the noise is coming from your end.
Okay, but we can hear you very clearly.
Okay, thank you. So I was saying, I think the women that really would want to start talking politically in terms of 2022 are women who really are taking the cue from His Excellency the President, who has always been, you know, urging the political leaders to first of all deliver on their mandate before we speak about 2022. So those who are really on 2022 agenda publicly are doing it against the wishes of the executive of the
Right. Let me read to you some of the feedback that we're getting in. There's a viewer here who feels that women are not yet ready, and at least not in this century. Look at even the composition of committee striking a deal on revenue formula. 1 female against 11 males. This is his opinion. What are your views on that?
We shouldn't go that direction because the caller or the person who sent you the message is only picking one aspect of political leadership, which is the platform of the Senate.
Okay, well said. We seem to be having a technical issue. Do we still have Moshimi on the line? Yes, she's there. Okay.
I am here. Somebody was trying to ring me, sorry. I'm saying that the person who has sent you a message has only picked one aspect of political leadership platform, which is the Senate. But we have many other women leaders who are actually in the leadership in the National Assembly. We have about three chairs of serious committees in the National Assembly, heading very critical dockets in the National Assembly. We have over 7 vice chairs of very serious committees in the National Assembly. And therefore, picking the Senate and saying that there's only one woman who is at the bench negotiating against 11 men in the Senate is actually a little bit more discriminative. Another viewer here saying Kenya is not ready for a woman president or even a woman vice president. The Kenyan populace, especially the men, are harsh and they need strong women like Martha Karua. And this is just an example, not necessarily Martha Karua, but we know that she's been very active previously. What are your thoughts on the fact that women are seen to shy away from such positions or even from competitive politics because it is viewed as a man's world? Yes, it has been, and it has, that is historically in Kenya. You know, we live in a patriarchal society. A patriarchal society is a society where men dominate, especially issues of political leadership in various communities in the country. And therefore, women have been suffocated by patriarchs, by patriarchal system, and have not been given the opportunity. The fact that they have been suffocated doesn't mean that they do not have the capacity to lead. They do not have the capacity to negotiate for those seats. It's true that our Kenyan politics is dominated by men. Even in the National Assembly, like you have seen, we have always struggled with achievement of the 2/3 gender principle. But that does not mean that women are incapacitated to deliver on their mandate as political leaders. That I must insist. What we should do is that we should allow more women and give them the opportunity to get into the political arena and fight it out. Are women voting, in your experience as we close, are women voting for fellow women, given an opportunity for a fellow woman to support
another woman, if she's running for the top seat, or if she's a running mate to perhaps a male contender that's running for the top seat. In your previous experience, Mheshimiwa, having run as women's rep Kiambu County, do women support women? The narrative has been that women do not support their own.
Lillian, I would give you a contrary opinion, that sisterhood is powerful, and it has been indeed very powerful. And I'll use an example of the seat that I occupy, the county woman MP, or the women representative of 47 counties. If you do your analysis properly, a woman rep campaigns like a governor and like a senator. But in most of the counties, especially those very populous counties, women reps got more votes than the governors and the senators. For example, myself, I got more votes than the senator. I got more votes than the governor. I actually got very many votes than even some of the presidential candidates. That tells you that the women who vote in the mashinani believe so much in their women, and because the voters are majority women, then that is why we have that kind of populist vote on women rep seats. And I do believe that even in the constituencies, the women who actually took the seats, we have 23 women single constituency MPs. This is record in the National Assembly. They got overwhelming votes. Those that won their seats, they got quite many votes compared to their male counterparts in the respective constituencies. So yes, women support their own, and the narrative is changing.
The narrative
is changing it by saying sister is powerful.
The narrative is changing. The Kamala Harris moment for you as Kenyan women leaders. What does this mean for you? How have you interpreted this? What are you taking home from this moment that has made history worldwide? Literally, Kamala Harris being running mate in a major party in the United States.
It's actually a good indicator that even those women minorities can still get an opportunity to get to the national and the world limelight. Kamala is one of those that are coming from the minority communities in the United States, and she has been at it for some time, has not given up in her political journey, and this to me is really a good lesson to the women leaders in Africa and in the world at large. So yes, she's actually giving us hope. She's actually giving us a lot of motivation that yes, we can do it. And because sisterhood is powerful, I do believe even the women of America are going to prove to the world that truly sisterhood is powerful.
We thank you so much for your time, Gathoni Wamushomba. She is the woman representative Kiambu County. She's also the current chair of Kewopa, and we thank you so much for your time. We're hoping to see changes in 2022. We're hoping to see an even bigger lineup in the 2022 general election, at least on the female side, and that will be a big win for women in Kenya and across the world. We're winding up now, and I want to read out your comments very quickly as we close. For top contender 2022 for the top position and indeed possible running mate, somebody here saying Wavinya Ndeti deserves the chance. She's the best, I think. Another person saying Martha Karua qualifies to go for the top seat. Somebody here saying Waigoro, the Iron Lady, rather Waigoro and Martha Karua, the Iron Lady, would make a good pair. Somebody saying Charity Ngilu. Somebody here saying again Martha Karua, and therefore a lot of you believe that women have what it takes. Interestingly, most of these comments are coming from our male viewers. So the men also believe that we women can do it if we give it a try. Thanks so much for your time. Willis Raburu is on standby with 10 over 10. Enjoy the rest of your viewing. My name is Lily Muli, and I've been with Wilson Mushora. Good night.